Hello everyone, and this is Sheena Woods, and Sheena is the founder of the Cork School of Shiatsu, and she's going to be doing Chi Flow with Joe for the whole month of April, and is a wonderful, wonderful Qigong teacher. So tell us, how did you find Qigong? How did you come across it?
Come across Qigong? Well, I suppose it depends what you mean by Qigong, because I suppose Qigong means practice with the Qi. So I probably met the Qi long before I met Qigong.
Mm-hmm.
I was always interested in the martial arts.
Okay.
So as a youngster I did judo, maybe because I'd got two big brothers and I had to hold my own with them. So yes, and I loved that physical idea that you came from lower dantian. Didn't even know that's what it was called then, but that you could use, I could make bigger people fall down.
Yeah.
I just loved that.
Yeah,
because I'm not very big.
Yeah, how big are you?
5'1.5".
And I'm
shrinking.
5 foot. And I'm 4 foot. So yeah, it does really give you this sense of power, even as a small person in amongst a lot of people. I often really do feel still very powerful walking down a street, connecting into that dantian, and people glide out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the Qi in lots of different everyday kind of ways. So in everyday life, where would you say that you feel the Qi and you're really kind of in connection with that in everyday life?
Well, like I say, when you sort of meet it formally and learn with a teacher, then you have your practice to do. But I suppose ultimately what they're encouraging us to do is to take that into all your life, like every minute or all the time. So I suppose that's what I used to do. I used to be hanging the washing out and think, where's my breath? Where's my balance? Am I aligned? I'd be peeling the potatoes at the sink and I'd think about it. To extend it beyond just the half hour of practice or something that I was doing in order to learn my form that I was learning at the time.
Yeah, so that you walk from it, you talk from it, you sing from it,
you try
to shop from it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I remember driving. I've driven quite a lot, driven different cars. And I remember driving across America, and we'd been driving a long time and getting quite kind of anxious. I know why. Because they sell these massive things of Mountain Dew, and I'd been drinking this massive container and feeling jittery, and I knew that if I just sunk everything, just sunk it all back down, the relief and relaxation that it brings. Is there one specific move or practice that you have returned to again and again?
Probably Wuji, which is the standing posture, because it's so easy to do, like I say, like waiting in the bus queue or standing in the bank. But it's so powerful in itself. You can come back to it again and again and again, and it just gets richer and richer. So I suppose that's my starting point, is Wuji. And then part of my learning practice was spontaneous movement. So between Wuji and spontaneous movement, they would happen every day, just within your life without any formal structure. Whereas then if I wanted to practice the form, then that's something else on top.
Yes, that arises from the stillness of the Wuji. So just to tell you Wuji, to explain, well, I'll explain my Wuji, what I understand Wuji, and then Sheena can understand what she means by Wuji. So Wuji would be the position of openness. Your feet are hip width apart, in line with your shoulders, and even if you shake your hand, and then you stop shaking your hand, you can feel the Qi move, you can feel the blood, you can feel it tingling. But if I do this and tense up, you stop feeling the Qi. So the idea is that the whole body is that soft, and you can got much more flow through the joints of the body. Often the joints can accumulate Qi and phlegm and become stiff. So we're looking to really have that openness so the Qi can flow, and also connected to heaven and earth, so we have our nice stable line. And in this open position, from stillness, all the 10,000 things arrive and arise.
That's it, really. I mean, it's just standing, but in alignment and being.
Yeah.
And it sounds simple, but that's quite hard to do because your head will be thinking about the shopping or the dinner, or you'll be noticing that your lower back's a bit twingy on the right. And so there's lots of things to try and pull you away from just being present in your alignment. But just keep coming back to it, and it just builds its own power then. And it's like charging the battery. It's like you've set the reset button and you just feel charged up. And a lot better equipped to deal with whatever the day is going to bring.
Yeah, so we've talked about Wuji, about this kind of feeling of power. Is this how you know it works? Because you can read everything and conceptually know that it works, but did you have an aha a moment where you went, oh, this really works?
I think whenever you're learning to start with, you're sort of asked to open your mind to the idea that qi exists. And you might take a while until you actually feel the qi or feel the movement within yourself. But when you do, it is a real aha moment. And I think one of mine was actually more in meditation, but it's still being with the qi.
Yeah.
And we're very privileged here where we live, and I was right out at the end of the peninsula doing my meditation, and I just disappeared. Do you know, my body did not exist anymore. Do you know, I had dissipated into everything, and I just thought, wow, that was an aha. I'm only as condensed as I want to be, or I'm only as physical as I need to be. Do you know? And just being able to remember that you can just create that space for yourself.
The creation of form. That only with our mind we create the world. So how expansive can our minds be, and how expansive can our world be? Yeah, I love this topic. Obviously, you know, it's core to everything. Because how much, at the moment I've been practicing just moving the qi around, feeling it really strong here to move me, to find a real center, but then also resting in the heart and having a sense of how are the plants around me, how is the space around me, just not being in this thinking head all the time, being in the sensitive heart and then the really strong body, and shifting, knowing that I don't have to be just the person I think I am. Yeah. I'm also sensitive and connected.
Yeah.
And you are going to be doing Chi Flow with Joe. It's going to be Chi Flow with Sheena for the month of April. And I'm really grateful that you said yes for so many reasons. But what was it that drew you? As a teacher, we both are learning all the time. You know, it's said the best way to learn is to teach.
Absolutely.
You know, so what is it you're hoping to learn from the month of Chi Flow? What was it that attracted you to do this for the month?
Well, a whole month is quite a commitment, not compared to years of it, but for me it would be, because I'm quite a mobile character and creature, and I move around a lot, and so to actually root myself for a month in one place is going to be quite good, and it'll be springtime, so it's good for me in the garden anyway. But I felt like the discipline of doing it every morning would be good for me. And so, I'll benefit for sure.
And what's your morning ritual normally? If you didn't have the qigong in, which you're going to have in April, what do you have, a morning ritual? Or do you get up and you go with the day? Or do you have like, okay, I have this and then I do this and then I do this? How is your morning?
Well, that's changed over life. Do you know, I suppose like at different stages I've had very strict regimes because you've got children to get to school or you've work to go to. But now I'm in a much freer stage of my life where I sort of choose a lot of the time what I'm going to be doing. And so it means I've actually moved away from routine or fixed things. I've actually, changed my breakfast so as it's not the same breakfast all the time. Change where you sit, change which side of the bed you sleep in. So I've actually actively been breaking down those regimes. So this will be an interesting sort of step back into it. There's times when I would practice every morning my qigong, and it does make you more awake for the day, more awake, more alert, more present. Yeah. So you always benefit.
Yeah, I always had my own practice since studying shiatsu. And Davey will tell you, it used to just be my own 20 minutes, and it would tend to be the same thing all the time. So I know what Chi Flow with Joe has given me is a variety of practice, so that I know that, for years I did the same thing, and I loved it. But now there's a variety of movements because we change from month to month and we work on specific things. I've really enjoyed that. And I'm really enjoying this possibility that Chi Flow, it's to see where it will flow next. It's a very organic business model. We really go with the flow of it. All right, thank you so much, Sheena, and I really hope that you join Sheena and benefit. What practice are you going to? Have you consolidated your practice? Do you know what you're going to be teaching?
Yes, I mean, I'll probably go back to basics to start with, just because then I know we're all building from the same ground. So, I mean, I'm mostly going to be working with the wood energy for the month.
Yeah.
But first of all, I'll have to check in with the water, because the water feeds the wood. So I'll just see where everybody's at with their water, and we'll make sure it's strong and happy before we go move and all that very dynamic aspect of the wood. But one of the practices I want to share with everybody is a very simple remedy routine I learnt for the liver cleanse. So it's a great thing to be doing at that time of year.
Yeah, it's going to be April. The sap is rising. In Chinese medicine, it's the time of the wood energy, the time of the liver, when the energy is moving upwards. Sometimes if it moves up with too much force, you get headaches, you can get stiff neck and shoulders. So really good to open that. And you mentioned about your teacher who taught you this liver cleanse qigong.
Yes, I mean, I was very fortunate that we had a very good qigong teacher come to visit West Cork when I was free and able to study with her. And she in turn studied with a master Zhao who created the forms or divined the forms that he taught us. So this is one of the remedy routines. It was very much about making it available to the people, and it's very much about regaining health, really.
Brilliant. Brilliant, and that's what we want. Balance, health and equanimity. Hope you enjoyed our chat and that we'll see you in the Chi Flow for April. Until then, may you be happy, safe and well.
Bye.